Welcome to Early U.S. History Week 5. I hope everybody had a good weekend, and if you watched the Super Bowl, that you enjoyed it. Let's take a look at what we have going for this week. Let's make sure you always check your grades. When you check your grades, click on the Grade tab. Remember, if you have an icon on this side, that means you've turned it in. If you have a 0, that means I've graded it or it's missing and it needs to be redone or turned in. If you have a score that you don't like, feel free to let me know that you want to redo an assignment. Do that by using the late work form. Alright, so let's take a look at the work for this week. On Monday, read through the announcements and goals in day 1, complete the discussion post, and then open day 4 and 5 to see the research project that's due on Sunday night. This way you have a full 7 days to be working on it. On Tuesday, open day 2, watch the video and make sure you are able to answer the questions. On day 3, open and watch the video and take the quiz. Respond to one person in the discussion. And then on Thursday and Friday, read over the webpage assignment and watch the video. Begin the assignment if you haven't already. Friday, continue working on your web page and then respond to another person in the discussion. Over the weekend, if you're all caught up, excellent. Otherwise, continue working on that website and any other missing work. As always, if you have any questions, my email, phone number, and late work form are right there. Alright, now let's look at the assignments. I'll do that by coming down here to course content and clicking on Unit 3. Number 5, the battle is over, but the war continues on. Day 1, setting the scene. Announcements and objectives. Look over that. Notice your Civil War page is being assigned today, Monday, while Thursday and Friday are suggested days to work on it specifically. You can start working on it now to use the full 7 days to work on it. Alright, our discussion for this week, looking back in the Jacksonian era, we learned about the spoils system, and that to the victors go the spoils, meaning that government belongs to the winning party. So it is justified for the jobs and the power, so go the friends of the winner. We have also read that Winston Churchill had said, history is written by the victors. Last week we heard President Lincoln say that he wanted a nation reunited. With malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right, as God gives us to see the right, let us strive on to finish the work that we are in, to bind up the nation's wounds. So, for your discussion this week, what you need to answer is, what should happen when the war is won? What should happen to those who fought against the country? What should happen to the leaders? Should there be any penalties, and who should be responsible? Also answer, how did the war change America? Please remember this to connect to at least 2 other people's posts, and be sure to support your agreement or disagreement with facts and explanation. Don't just like it, explain why. Extra participation is always a good idea. So remember, I'm not looking for I agree because, or I agree, or I like what you wrote. What you need to say is, I agree because, and then give some examples. Make this a discussion, not just a critique. After the discussion, after you've made your post, go ahead and click on Life. What happens when life as we know it ends? So, as you watch this video, be thinking about, how is this the moment that made the United States a nation? How did the war change the way people think and speak about the United States? Why did the Southerners vilify Jefferson Davis, their president, and more than the Northerners did? What statistic about the war is most shocking or disturbing to you? And how did the men who fought in the war have a different appreciation of their country? After you watch the video, you can move on to day 3 and watch John Green's take on the end of the war. all while thinking about the questions: did Lincoln free the slaves? How did Emancipation Proclamation affect slaves? How did it affect foreign relations? What did the Gettysburg Address compare the Civil War to? How did rifles and machine guns change warfare? How did photography change the way people thought about the war? What did the American Civil War make the United States an industrial nation? What does it mean that the Civil War singularized the nation? And how did the Civil War expand the government? So watch that video and then take the quiz. Then after the quiz takes you to the web page. Alright, so what you need to do for your web page, you can use Google Sites. And there is a video that explains how to do that. You need to pick a topic: medicine, people, ethnic group participation, civilian life and the home front, battles and espionage, women in the home front, or weapons and technology. So once you've created that, you can use a different web page creation tool, but I have to be able to access it without logging in or creating an account. Your website should be a study resource for students who want to learn about the Civil War. These pages will be available for public view, so make it look professional and include the answers. There was a question last year about what questions need to be answered. Any questions relevant to your topic from the video pages from the last 3 weeks are fine. Any of the essential questions from the quizzes that relate to your topic, and the essential questions that are presented when you click on the link to your topic. And finally, the questions that might be related to your topic that would help the class prepare for a final. And then use the pictures that show the topics and describe your page to further describe your topic. You must include at least one primary source, like a photo or a map, in your website. Make sure you cite all your sources. Here's a website citation page if you need help with that. And then you can use the sites given on this to help create your website. And here is your rubric that I will be looking at. Make sure you're using that rubric to self-assess before you turn it in. Alright, and for right now, just to keep in mind, when you click on this link, here's some essential questions to answer in your web page and vocabulary terms to use. When you do your research, if you click on this page, you'll notice that it brings you to this. They've changed their website since this page was created, and I need to update it. So watch for an update later this week. But if you type in whatever category you choose, like Civil War Medicine, it should take you to a different page. And then you should be able to click on these and study that way. You can do that with the other topics, like Civil War Technology. And so on. So you can use that. If you find a website that's not working and you want me to help you figure it out, let me know. But these eHistory ones, they've changed their links and I'm not able to edit this page at the moment. So look over those websites to help you study. You can look at some of these links over here. And then on Friday, make sure you turn it in. Here's the rubric and the page you need to turn it into. And then taking a look at next week. So, alright, if you have any questions, especially on the website, please make sure you're calling me or emailing me before the end of the week. I don't return calls or emails usually on the weekend, so if you don't ask me during the week, it's likely that your web page could be counted as late if you wait till I answer your questions if you email me on the weekend. Alright, have a good weekend, and if you're coming to campus, I'll see you on Wednesday.